Hey everyone, thanks for being here today. I thought today would be a good time to run through an updated favorite product list and products that I actually use in my professional detailing business for summer of 2026. I know a lot of you at home are getting your cars cleaned up still and wanting to maintain your cars over this summer period of time when the weather's actually nice, not super crummy, cold, and snowy. So I thought this would be a good time to go through each and every one of these products and give you my favorites in each given category. Now, this is a video series that I want to do for an extended period of time, is updating you guys on products as I try out and test more products and also refine my process. Yes, I've been in this detailing business 12 plus years and I love to learn and I love to test out products, and my recommendations change. If you don't like that, don't watch my channel. I am not going to be the guy who is going to pick a product and use it for 17 years and just say everything else sucks. I like to use the best of the best, and as you guys can see here, I am very brand agnostic. I do not like using a single brand of product line in my detailing business because I don't think it's realistic. There's not one brand out there that every single product they have, they are the best of the best. So that's why you see a wide variety of different products here, a wide variety of different companies, and these are all my favorites. Now, a couple of things before we dive into the video here. This will be a longer style video, so I'll chapterize this out. Number two, these are all not products you guys need at home. This is made for a professional detailer, and understand that I work on a wide variety of cars in varying levels of condition. So some cars, like you're maintaining at home, you can probably get away with only 5 products. I've actually made videos on that for you guys to pare down your detailing line. But all of these products are genuinely products I use every single day in my detailing shop. None of this video is sponsored whatsoever. These are all hand selected. These are my personal picks. None of the companies have sent me these products that are here. I have spent my own hard-earned money on each and every one of these and continue to buy them for my detailing business. So without further ado, let's dive into this very long style video. Let's start going through our products here with one of the most impactful products you can have in your detailing arsenal, and that is an Alkaline Pre Wash. Now, an Alkaline Pre Wash, as the name suggests, is going to be a product that you are going to put on a cool, dry vehicle before you ever even touch it. These products are meant to break down road grime, dirt, organic materials such as bugs, bird bombs. You're going to spray it onto the surface, either using an IK sprayer, IK foamer, or foam cannon. Let it sit there, let it dwell, rinse it off, then you start your contact wash, hoping to get 90 to 95% of that heavy contamination on the surface removed before you actually touch it and induce a lot of scratching. Now, again, going back to the ways you can use these, that's why I have 2 different products here. Personally, Built Hammer Touchless is a phenomenal product, but I personally don't love using it in a foam cannon just because you have to use so much of it. Now, this product is super economical when you actually use it in an IK sprayer. You can use this between a 0.5 to 2% panel impact ratio, meaning with a 1,000 milliliter container at its strongest dilution, you're only needing 20 milliliters of solution. So super versatile product, amazing used in an IK sprayer. Personally, for using it in a foam cannon over here, I prefer Labocosmetica Primus 2.0. This is a product you dilute down 1 to 10 for summer dirt and grime, 1 to 5 for winter dirt and grime. Both of them have amazing cleaning power overall. Just prefer this for a foam cannon, this over here for the IK. Now, in terms of foam cannons, you guys can see I have the Griot's Garage Boss foam cannon on my wall. Super premium, super high-end foam cannons work amazing on super high flow pressure washers. But I would tell you guys, for 99% of you, the Armor Detail Supply Drift foam cannon, one of the best foam cannons you can possibly buy. $44.99, has amazing features on it, great build quality, has a quick disconnect cap on it, which I absolutely love. You can purchase separate bottles, you can purchase separate caps, and I personally think this is one of the best foam cannons on the market, especially given its price point. After we've done our Alkaline Pre Wash, of course we need something to actually do our pH neutral contact wash on the vehicle. And that's where Quiver Rogue is my absolute favorite. This is just a recent product into my detailing arsenal, actually winning my favorite car shampoo in my multitude of testing here, because this stuff is just fantastic. Has amazing snow foam, has great cling time on it, unbelievable slickness, very easy to mix, and is super concentrated. This all around, I think one of the best pH neutral shampoos on the market, and I absolutely love this stuff. Pair it with a great foam cannon here, even a super high flow pressure washer using very, very little product, especially using it on a lower flow pressure washer. You're using maybe 3/4 of an ounce to get thick, rich snow foam. Use it in your bucket as well. Absolutely love Quiver Rogue, and big shout out to Josh V. This is a new absolute staple in my arsenal. Completing the pH scale after using our acidic pre-wash pH neutral shampoo, we're going to move into some acidic shampoos. Now, both of these products are up here on the bench because they have their own use cases. Number one, Koshchemi Reactivation Shampoo is a super strong chemical. Also over here, CarPro Descale, very, very strong chemical, but not quite as potent over here as Koshchemi Reactivation Shampoo. Now, acidic shampoo is actually meant to remove a lot of the water deposits, the minerals, the lime scale buildup, and even tougher to remove dirt and grime. That's where I think CarPro Descale comes in. At a pH of 6, this is going to still be very gentle on your vehicle, but definitely break down a lot of those mineral deposits, tougher dirt and grime. This might be a product that I would use maybe every 3 to 6 months, depending on how you use your car, the protection you have on it, how many miles you put on it. This is going to be a great product to very much unclog your coating. Now this over here, Koshchemi Reactivation Shampoo, is a sledgehammer of a product. This undiluted, a pH of 1. Diluted down properly, a pH of 3. So a very, very potent and very strong chemical, but meant for those very heavily contaminated ceramic coatings, and you want to decontaminate them, see that water behavior come back, and this can be the product if that coating is on its last legs or just needs some serious help, you're going to want to have in your detailing arsenal. This, especially if you live in the upper Midwest, Northeast, areas like that, this is going to be a product after winter you are probably going to want to use to remove all of that nasty salt, all that dirt and grime. But for general use, general maintenance here, CarPro Descale is the one I'd select. Now, if you guys have watched this channel for a while, you'll probably know I'm not a huge rinseless wash guy. Now, I prefer to use a pressure washer, but if you're in the case of, hey, you don't have access to running water, you live in a metro area, live in an apartment, or maybe you live in an area that doesn't allow water runoff, something like Armor Detail Supply Hero is going to be the best and safest way to actually wash your car. This is my favorite rinseless wash on the market, bar none. Absolutely love the guys over at Armor Detail Supply. Super lubricating, great cleaning power in this. Can be made to use as a waterless wash as well. And this is something I keep around to make waterless washes, even use on glass. You can use this as a drying aid, use it as a rinseless wash. There is such a wide variety of areas these products work for, and Armor Detail Supply Hero is my absolute favorite. There are many different great wheel cleaners on the market, some that are acidic, some that are alkaline, and some that have TGA, that active ingredient that's going to turn that brake dust bright purple and properly remove it. The issue with a lot of those iron removing wheel cleaners is they absolutely stink, and I personally hate using them. I go home at the end of the day, not only does the entire shop smell like it, I smell like it, my clothes smell like it, I hop in the shower, it reactivates that all over my skin. I hate using them. And that's where Armor Detail Supply Wheel Cleaner came in. Bradley and DJ, absolute awesome people over at Armor Detail Supply, figured out a way to not make this stuff stink so incredibly bad. And this is a pH neutral cleaner, so very safe on all sorts of different types of wheels. Gonna go in there, remove the dirt and grime, remove the brake dust, and not make your life smell absolutely like a disgusting skunk. Moving on to tires now, and this is an area where CarPro Retire has been my favorite tire cleaner for a long time. It actually won my favorite product for cleaning tires in 2025. Since that though, I've kind of changed up my regimen in doing so by actually using a heavier solvent to remove old, blooming, and really heavy dirt and grime off of tires. Now, for my weekly maintenance washes, I would probably use something like an all-purpose cleaner, your Koshchemi Green Stars, even something like Armor Detail Supply's Clean All-Purpose Cleaner. Any one of your favorite all-purpose cleaners gonna work great. If you need something that's a little bit more dedicated for tires, Armor Detail Supply Tire Cleaner, I think is probably one of the best to go for, even though it doesn't have the cleaning power of CarPro Retire. This is a heavily dilutable product that's going to get your tire very clean, likely not remove all of that tire blooming, but this is going to be the sledgehammer you're going to use, which is the Stoner's Sap and Tar Remover here. And this is going to be a product after you've went through, cleaned your wheels, cleaned your tires, especially cleaning your tires with this before you want to apply long-term tire dressing or just get off really nasty old tire dressing in general. You're going to apply this to a dry tire, let it seep into the surface, wipe it off with the microfiber. You're going to be shocked how much stuff comes off of it. Then you're going to actually apply your tire dressing. Now, sticking with the theme of tires, we come to my favorite tire dressing and probably the product that's been in my detailing arsenal for the longest, and that is CarPro Pearl. Now, this is actually a pretty versatile product that can, as the name suggests, be used on plastics, engine bays, leather, and of course, rubber here. Now, this comes completely undiluted, and then you can dilute it down for the level of shine you actually want, and that's what I absolutely love about this. This is also a water-based dressing, which I know for a lot of you, you prefer solvent-based dressings, things that last a little longer. I personally don't. I like a water-based dressing that is absolutely not shiny at all. It just makes the tire look clean. You touch it, there's no sling, there's no dirt and grime all over it, doesn't attract that, and just makes the tire look factory fresh. And that's where CarPro Pearl comes in for me. I just use it on a very simple foam applicator. I typically like to dilute this product 1 to 3, 1 to 5, depending on the level of sheen that myself wants or my customers actually want. We'll wipe it on the surface, let it soak in, do another layer of it, and even knock it down after the fact. But absolutely one of my favorites here. And I will be doing a video coming up testing 3 other water-based dressings that have recently come on the market that I want to put head to head against this to see if they can finally dethrone it. For iron decontamination, very similar to wheel cleaners, that active TGA scent that creates that rotten egg or skunkish smell, there's a lot of products out there that do that. But again, coming back to Armor Detail Supply, using very high quality ingredients as well as masking the overall scent is why I choose their iron fallout remover as my dedicated iron remover in general. This product, very, very strong chemical as well, removing all those iron deposits that are locked into your paint, has great lubrication on it, so you can pair this with a clay mitt or a clay towel, whatever you prefer there, and just works absolutely great without absolutely smelling disgusting. Moving next into some heavier solvents here. So a couple of different areas I'm going to use both of these products. Yet again, another CarPro versus Koch Chemie over here, but these are both products that I absolutely keep on hand all of the time. So CarPro Tar-X is going to be something I'm going to use for if you get some sort of sap on your vehicle, if you get some road tar down the side of your car, maybe even some rubber marks on your vehicle from a track day or driving your car hard, whatever it might be. This is going to be a product you're going to spray on the surface, let it dwell, eat it up, rinse it off, and it's going to get the job done 99% of the time. Now, Koch Chemie Ulex over here is more what I think about a strong adhesive remover. Yes, you can remove adhesive with Tar-X over here, but this stuff makes Tar-X look like pretty weak sauce, to be honest. This is going to be a product I'm going to use on heavy, old wheel weight tape when I'm removing wheels to do a full ceramic coating and having to remove that old tape. Stickers that have been on cars for many, many years. That's when I'm going to absolutely grab this sledgehammer of a product. Moving on here to another product from Koch Chemie, and that is Koch Chemie Green Star. This is a universal all-purpose cleaner. Now, there is a wide variety of areas this product works absolutely fantastic on. You can clean wheels with this, tires, engine bays, be your dedicated bug remover, even clean interiors as well. Very, very strong concentrated product here that you can actually dilute down and make a lot of different chemicals with, and this is an absolute staple. For my all-around all-purpose cleaner, I know I can rely on Koch Chemie Green Star. After we've gone through, fully washed our car, we've maybe iron deconned it, we've done all of our acidic washes or contact washes, whatever we've done to it, we might want to apply a little bit of protection. And that is where Geon Wet Coat has quickly become an absolute staple here in my arsenal. This is actually a product when you are done washing your vehicle and the car is clean but still wet, you're gonna spray it on the surface, let it sit for about 5 seconds, and immediately rinse it off with a pressure washer, and it's gonna leave behind some protection. Now, this is not a long-term protection product, but this is also a product that I only use on my wife's Kia EV9 because I didn't really feel like going through on a lease car, fully correcting it, polishing it, coating clogging the car. This is all I've used, and it makes cleaning the car so much easier, leaves a little bit of protection behind, and also works on everything. This can work on matte paint, on PPF, on gloss paint, on glass, on trim, on wheels. The list goes on and on. Such a versatile product and could not be easier to use. Now, after we've gone through and washed our vehicle, going through and doing that safely and trying to produce as little marring as humanly possible, we of course want to pair something with our drying, and that's where a drying aid actually comes in. This is Yum Car's Detailer and has quickly become my favorite drying aid on the market, bar none. Now, traditionally and most of the time here at the shop, especially when I get a new car in to do some paint correction on and do all of my decon before I start polishing on the vehicle, I'm going to just use something like Adam's Waterless Wash. And that is going to add a little bit of lubrication, help pick up the water, but not leave anything behind. And that's where I think a lot of people, in my personal opinion, go a little bit wrong with using drying aids, because every single time they wash their car, they grab a ceramic infused detail spray or a ceramic infused sealant, use it as a drying aid, and what ends up happening is you're just kind of clogging up that base layer of ceramic coating, adding just short-term protection on short-term protection on short-term protection, and I personally don't love that. It also clogs up your drying towels, so they become less hydrophobic over time. But Yum Car's Detailer here leaves no long-term protection. Now, this does have polymers in it, but the polymers in there are meant to help you glide over the surface of your vehicle. Now, microfiber drying towels, like any microfiber, is a little abrasive. So this is going to have a very thin layer there with a ton of lubrication to help that glide over, pick up that water, and leaving the surface looking absolutely fantastic. And Yum Detailer, one of my favorites. The only problem with this product is this is so darn popular, it's very hard to get your hands on. So if it is in stock, I'd recommend picking some up when you can, because it'll be out of stock very, very soon. Now, as I was just talking about ceramic infused detailers, not using them every single time you dry your vehicle, there is definitely a case in using them a little bit more frequently or using them in subsequent areas. And that's where Armored Detail Supplies Amplify is absolutely one of my favorites. This is also a phenomenal drying aid, does leave a little bit more protection behind than Yum Detailer, so not something I personally would use every time. You definitely can if that's the way you go. Where I actually end up using this product is especially on areas like door jambs or tidying up engine bays, especially after a wash, leaving a little bit of protection behind in areas that I don't get to all of the time. And that's where I absolutely love this product. Amazing slickness on this, very, very impossible to streak. I mean, a lot of ceramic infused detail sprays out there that just have so much SiO2 in them. You see streaks and they just become this globbery mess. Armored Detail Supplies Amplify does not do that and has absolutely become my favorite SiO2 detailer. Next, we move a little deeper into the detailing and especially into paint correction and polishing. Now, I always get the question, Colton, what is the best combo of a compound, a polish, and the pad choices with each for my given car? Well, I actually made a video recently diving into a little bit more of the weeds of it, and it's very hard to say that this exact compound, this exact polish or pad is going to work 100% of the time with your vehicle. And in fact, I have 40 or so different compounds and polishes, many different types of pads, but there are always some that I really come back to. And for my compounding stage, that is CarPro Ultra Cut. This is an absolute sledgehammer of a compound here, removing very, very heavy defects, but impressively actually finishing out nice to where you're not having to three-step a very soft painted vehicle. Now, pairing a pad with this, sometimes a little tricky, and everybody has their preference here. Some guys like foam, some guys like wool. I personally don't like either of those for cutting. I prefer microfiber. And these are the new Ultra Universal microfiber cutting pads from Meguiar's. These actually replace the older DMC microfiber cutting pads. There are some pros and cons to these. What I can tell you, these pads actually work very clean. They work very cool and actually are pretty impressive in terms of cutting and also finishing ability. Now, these also come in at a very, very reasonable price point. So you buy them in multiple packs, and it's surprising how cheap these are given the actual performance, but this is my absolute go-to for cutting. Now, like I said, when we're doing paint correction and polishing, there is not one size fits all, but a product I come back to many, many times is actually Kosh Chemie Fine Cut. This is their F601, and this is kind of a middle of the road compound. It's not super aggressive like their heavy cut compound or like CarPro Ultra Cut. This sits somewhere in the middle. So oftentimes if you get a new vehicle with very soft soft paint, it's not marred up super bad, this might be one of the products you want to use that's going to finish out even better, still get your cutting done, and work extremely well. Koch Chemie has actually an amazing line of compounds and polishes, along with many of their other products here, but this one an absolute staple that oftentimes I'll even start mixing with some more aggressive compounds or just using it on its own, but an absolute staple when it comes to medium cut compounding. Now, I'm sure for a lot of you, especially starting out, the cutting or compounding stage of doing paint correction is probably not what you're struggling with. Likely, especially when you're working with super soft paint, it's actually finishing out a vehicle. Now, I've tested probably at this point 50 to 100 different polishes, pad combos, different techniques in my 10,000+ hours of doing paint correction. And I can promise you there is not a single better polish on the market than Koch Chemie Microcut, their M302 here. Now, this is a super fine polish, but don't get it twisted here. This actually does have some cutting ability, but also has great diminishing abrasives to leave even the softest of soft areas to polish out to literal perfection. This works on very soft piano black, as well as just overall very soft paint when paired with the right technique and also pad choice here. Now, my pad choice every single time I use this product is the Rupes yellow foam pad. You do not want to go down to a Rupes white. It is far too soft, folds over on itself, causes more micro marring, pigtails even, depending on how soft the paint is you're working with. And the Rupes yellow foam here has enough density, enough cutting ability, but enough finishing ability when paired with this. I promise you, you are not going to get clearer paint. And importantly, doesn't have fillers, doesn't have anything in there that is going to hide what the actual surface looks like. Now, of course, after spending hours polishing, the likelihood you're going to want to apply a ceramic coating to the surface of your vehicle is very high, but you need to make sure you're not leaving anything on that surface so that that coating does actually bond to the actual paint and not all of those polishing oils and probably fillers that a lot of you influencers are using in your polish here. So I want to talk about the panel prep spray I actually love and the newly updated version that just got even better, and that is Clean by Pan the Organizer's panel prep spray. The version 1 over here, actually a very, very solid product. My one negative with it, like many others out there, didn't really smell all that great. Kind of has a nail polish remover and a lot of vinegary smell. Didn't smell all that good. And they actually revised this to the version 2. And I got to tell you, there is a ton of improvements here. Number 1, the scent is way better. Number 2, it actually has more cleaning power than the first version over here. And number 3, it flashes off even better. Oftentimes, I would struggle a little bit with this product, leaving a little bit of stuff behind, especially on glass, not necessarily on paint, flashed away pretty darn well. This is something I see with a lot of panel prep sprays, and that has all been fixed with V2. So this V2 product from Pan the Organizer, a huge upgrade, and absolutely love this stuff. Can't wait to get rid of this gallon so that I can switch over to the new V2. Moving on now to my favorite ceramic coating, and this by far and away has taken my favorite position, and that is Clean by Pan the Organizer's 8-year coating. Now, I'm sure a lot of you out there, like myself, are very, very skeptical of this product. And when it first launched, I was like, another influencer product. So this is going to be a white label thing. Man, oh man, was I wrong. This product, genuinely one of the most impressive ceramic coatings, if not the most impressive ceramic coating I have used in my 12+ years of detailing. The ease of application of this product, bar none, insane. The flexibility of this product to have a quick flash time and work in high humidity, high temperature, low temperature, everything combined with this just absolutely blows me away. And the biggest thing that blows me away is its actual performance. If you guys haven't been keeping up, I've been doing a long-term coating test actually on one of my personal vehicles where I put this against 10 other ceramic coatings on the paint, put this against 3 other dedicated wheel coatings, and I can pretty much tell you every single area I use this product, it is just beating and exceeding all expectations of all of the other products. And that's why this has become an absolute staple. I have had this on my personal car for over a year. I have had many people ceramic coat their Tesla Cybertrucks, the raw naked stainless steel with this product. I've had nothing but amazing feedback on that. So that's why for me, there is not a single better ceramic coating on the market right now than Clean by Pan the Organizer's 8-year, and it goes on basically everything from paint, satin paint, PPF, plastic trim, wheels, glass, you name it, other than rubber, this is what I'm going to be using. Now I know a Chemical Guys product, I just lost all credibility, but hold on for about 10 seconds because I would normally agree with you except for this product. Personally, I think the entirety of the line of Chemical Guys products you can really overlook. There's just better stuff out there. There's too many SKUs with them, but I can tell you there's one product I have had in my arsenal for many years that to this day just absolutely flippin' works, and that is their heavy duty water spot remover. Now this is a very, very strong chemical. This is an acid and is a pH of 2, so a very strong chemical to remove mineral deposits, water spots. And I can tell you, I have been through many different water spot removers, and there has been so many times this has got me out of a serious pinch. This is something you're going to apply to an applicator, works amazing on glass, also on paint as well. You're going to work it in, then wipe it off, and you will be blown away with the removal of pretty severe water spotting. Now there are some out there that are more expensive and arguably might be even slightly better, but this is one that a lot of people can use. It's still very safe to use, and I'll even take this home and actually use this on our shower glass door, and it just works absolutely phenomenal. So yes, there is a single Chemical Guys product here that I actually do like, and honestly, heavy duty water spot remover has really saved my butt. Let's dive into everybody's least favorite area of the vehicle to clean, and that is of course glass. Now I'm going to showcase to you two different ways of going about cleaning glass and two of my favorites here. Number one, if you just hate cleaning glass, you don't like doing it, you don't want to go through a huge amount of effort, I can tell you there is not a single better glass cleaner on the market than an all-in-one product like this, and that is Built Hamber Traceless. This has super wetting agents in it and is almost impossible to actually make glass streak with it. This stuff has serious cleaning power and also really impressive results in terms of leaving your glass streak free. My only critique about this product is that it does leave the glass a little bit draggy. So what you will often find is you will leave a little bit of lint behind with a product like this. Now I've showcased this, I don't know, probably a dozen, if not even more than that times on this channel, and talked about my process of actually cleaning glass. And this is what I'll use most of the time. But if I have something I need to get done quickly, just hit it, I'm gonna use Built Hamber Traceless. Now this process over here does take 3 products versus just 1, but I personally prefer how this actually leaves your glass. First off, you're gonna start off here with Brilliant Glaze. You wanna use this product on the inside of your glass for the millionth time. It does work on tinted glass. It is completely safe for that. Now this does have some solvents in it, and it does have light abrasives. It's not gonna destroy your tint. I can promise you that. You're gonna work it into the inside of your glass. This is gonna remove all of the off-gassing haze, the plasticizers, all of that nasty stuff that gets stuck on our glass that most glass cleaners just push around. What this is also going to do is leave a little bit of slickness behind, and that is one thing that Built Hamber Traceless over here does not do. So meaning that pretty much any towel you use on your glass actually works. After you've let this kind of cure up a little bit, you're going to wipe it down with a towel. You can also use a glass cleaner at this point if you'd like to remove some of that haze. And then you are actually going to take Adam's Waterless Wash and your favorite glass cleaner. I personally prefer Coach Chemi glass cleaner or another CarPro Clarify, really good. You're going to mix it into a bottle 50-50, and I promise you, you are not going to have slicker, cleaner, streak-free glass than using this process. So either one of these work. I personally prefer this method, but it's a little bit more work. If you just absolutely hate cleaning glass, definitely go with Built Hamber Traceless. Now that we've got the inside of our glass dialed in, what about protecting the outside so we don't just have a big pool of water all over our windshield when we're bombing down the road and it's raining outside? And I have tried so many different glass coatings, and a lot of them, let's be honest, just an absolute pain in the ass to install. They make the glass super hazy, they're annoying. There has not been one that I prefer using over Adam's Graphene glass coating. Now they actually have just recently come out with their advanced version, of which I'm going to be trying out, but this for me works for pretty much every single person, and this is something I absolutely love using. This is not a super long-term product. This is 9 to 12 months, which I think is very reasonable. At that point, you can quickly polish your glass and then reapply it, and it could not be easier to apply. This is something after your glass is very clean, you wipe it down with panel prep spray, put it on an applicator, swipe it over the surface, take a towel, buff it off, and it's perfectly clear. And for ease of use here, that's one of the best things. It's also very affordable, a little bit goes a long way. You can use an entire bottle on essentially 2 full cars if you're doing all the glass and not over applying it. Personally, don't love this using it as 2 layers like Adams actually suggests you do. A single layer, I promise you, is all you're gonna need. Just get it even, make it look good, but absolutely one of my favorite glass coatings on the market. Let's dive into the interior of our car, because I know this is a lot of people. Y'all are nasty and like to eat in your car. I do the same too. I've also got 2 golden retrievers that are always in my car. Use my cars as literally a freaking jungle gym. And I can tell you my interior process has totally changed since I started using Kosh Chemie Polestar. Now this is actually a pH neutral cleaner and works on pretty much every area of your interior. You can use this on leather, you can use this on synthetic leather, like vegan leather. Absolutely hate the name of that, greenwashing, all that, but nonetheless, this works great on door cards, on dashes. You can even use this on screens. You can use this on carpet, and you can even use this on Alcantara, headliners, everything in between. Being that this is pH neutral, it leaves absolutely nothing behind. So I love that this is not a product you have to go wipe with a damp towel after the fact and potentially cause a lot of streaking. I just absolutely love using this product. Now this is a very strong cleaner, very heavily dilutable, but there is another option here if you need a little bit more cleaning power, and that is Kosh Chemie MZR. This bumps up the alkalinity, so especially if you have super nasty interiors, this is going to be a product you're going to go for. It's a little bit more specialized than using something like Kosh Chemie Green Star on your interior. It's more of a specialized interior cleaner here, but if you need the extra cleaning power, this is where you're going to want to go. For this product over here, typically if I'm cleaning a nasty interior, 1 to 5, 1 to 10 is perfect. If you just want to do some quick wipe downs of your interior, 1 to 15, 1 to 20, you can make all sorts of different dilutions with both of these products. Both have their own use case, but again, Kosh Chemie Polestar, an all-in-one product that pretty much is going to replace every other detailed product you've used on your interior, and importantly, doesn't smell like leather, which I absolutely hate on most interior cleaners. Now, of course, just like everything, after cleaning it, we might want to put some protection on it, and that is where Gyeon Leather Shield Evo is one of my favorite leather interior coatings on the market. This has been a product I've used on my 3 Tesla Model 3s that I've owned with white interiors. I'm not talking about like cream interiors. These are stark white interiors, and this helps protect against staining, against gene dye transfer, and I absolutely love this product. It is so freaking easy to use. This is something you can all use at home. Could not be simpler. You clean the seat, you prep the seat, you basically apply it on, it flashes off, levels off. You don't have to come back and wipe it, and just works phenomenally well. I am not a huge fan of using any sort of leather conditioners. Modern leathers have clear coats on them, and as long as you keep them clean, you don't need it. I personally just hate the feel of applying any sort of leather conditioner, and I never use them here in my shop. Whether on my own cars, my customers' vehicles, I am just not a fan of it. I would personally prefer to use something like a leather coating and just have the customer keep the car looking nice. Wiping it down frequently with something like Kosh Chemie Polestar, not getting too crazy with it, and not sliding around the damn seat. Now, this is always a product that I struggle to suggest, but it is a good product overall, and I would arguably say the best in its category. And that is talking about floor mats. So you can clean them up, of course, with an all-purpose cleaner and agitate them with a stiff bristled brush. But what about making them look a little bit nicer? And that is where Kosh Chemie Guff here is going to be your go-to. Now, this is a product that undiluted works pretty well, but I would tell you overall it leaves about a 1.5 to 2 in terms of slickness on your floor mats. I absolutely hate that. So what I actually do with this is dilute it down, and it brings it more to about a 1. Now I typically mix this with distilled water 50-50, and that's what I found to be pretty good. It's still not my favorite. I personally would like that it has 0 slickness, but I've never found anything that works quite as good as this. Brings the mats looking back to as factory fresh as humanly possible. So I do think there's a use case with this. Just be a little cautious with this product. Yes, it does still have some slickness, so just be mindful of that. Rounding out my last favorite product here, and a product that's been around in my arsenal for a long time, and even this exact bottle for quite a long time, and that is the PNS metal polish here. Now, there's a ton of different metal polishes out there. Some are really good, some are somewhere in the middle. This just hits the nail on the head for me. Great cleaning power, just removes a ton of water spotting, especially all the soot off of exhaust paired with something like steel wool. I just absolutely love this stuff. A little goes a long way, polishes it up quickly. I don't have to deal with it, but this is a product I'm going to use on, you know, heavily degraded exhaust tips or just touching some things up, anything metal, and a great overall value here and a product that's going to last you a damn long time. So absolutely love this stuff and has always been in my cabinets here at the shop. Well guys, I know this was quite a long video filled with a ton of product recommendations here. And again, remember, these are not every single one of the products you need in your detailing arsenal, and you might also prefer something else, and that is totally cool. But these are products that have found their place in my detailing arsenal and that I keep going back to. And again, this list will change as I test more and more, as I use different products. I can't possibly try every single thing and keep up with everything. I still run a full-time detailing business. I try and do full-time content here for you guys, producing 2 to 3 videos a week, but these are my favorite products in pretty much every single given category. And again, they constantly change. So I understand if you're upset that my recommendations change, but that's reality. Always trying to get better. Every single detail I'm doing, I'm trying to be better than I was last time. So I will again leave all of these products in the link in the description below. Happy detailing, keep your cars clean. And of course, if you have any questions or products you'd like to see me review, leave them in the comments section below. We'll see you in the next one soon. Bye-bye.